All right, folks. This is the moment you've all been waiting for. Uh, when I think about the word infamous, um, there's only one name that comes to mind, and that man is John, aka Scone, aka Doctor Smooth, aka that yellow N word that I'm not allowed to say. And when I get back, he'll be here, so I might be allowed to say it. All right, guys. See you in a minute. All right, just have a seat. Let's just get this started, man. I ain't trying to fucking bullshit. Scone,
Yo,
put her there, pal.
long fucking time no see, bruh.
Right? Probably fucking 4 years or something.
Yeah, just about like 5 years.
Yeah, man. I bet your kids are like little bruisers now, man.
Donovan got big as shit.
Yeah.
That motherfucker is hefty. Like, his penis finally grew.
Oh, no.
Now he's swinging clubs at motherfuckers. Like,
Oh, shit.
Dominic, I was never worried about. Like, he just was blessed from day one. Mr. Nice Hair, Mr. Green Eyes, Mr. Long Cock.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Donovan, I was like, fuck, dude. You know, your penis, bro, like, that shit is the same size as when you were born, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
what are we going to do about it? There's nothing you could do about it either.
oh, I was seriously like, yo, we're gonna go fucking to the doctor, and we're gonna figure this shit out. No bitch is going to fucking say, oh, his dick is little, blah, blah, blah. Because you know what?
Damn.
I feel as though it's a thing with women.
Yeah, yeah.
Just like if guys fucking say, oh, well, you know, this girl's shit was just thinking, like, they talk shit about guys with little shit.
They do talk smack. But you know what's funny, though? If you got a loyal girlfriend, the story always changes when you first meet each other. Oh, by the way, what is this drink you made for us?
That's peanut butter and jelly. It's supposed to be a shot.
Yeah.
But I love it so much, I made a fucking drink out of it.
Like a whole drink.
A whole goddamn drink. What is it hitting on?
Ooh. Damn,
Sandwich.
That's hitting on like an 8 or a 9, definitely.
Fuck yeah, I love that shit.
That is that. Whoa, that's so smooth, bro. Screwball peanut butter whiskey.
Easily my new favorite.
Man, that's, you know what that reminds me of? Vaping.
Right. Oh, the flavor. God.
Extra flavor for me, please.
Not really the shit that I want, but it's the shit that I want. Like,
It's not the shit you want, but it's the shit you need.
right. Give it a try straight. See
Yeah,
what you
man,
think.
You really try to teach me a lesson here, man. I'll be honest with you, I don't drink like that. But I'm going to drink this whole thing.
When have you ever drank like that?
I'll give it a try straight, man. I'll do that. Remember back in school, we used to...
I'm immune to COVID. I'm 50% black, so.
Why is it hot?
I was in the trunk.
Okay.
So I was coming back from Maryland. In fact, this morning I left from the Maryland Peninsula.
Peninsula.
Yeah, that shit.
Peninsula, baby. That's like that, where the penicillin belt. That's where that shit comes from. But anyway, yeah, back to Donovan and cock struggle, man. We got to get that cock dealed with.
So, I was scared. Like, I was like, dude, his shit's not gonna grow. You know, his brother is like outmatching him, 3 years his junior and shit.
You're about to have to build a disappointments room.
Right. Like,
you ever see the disappointments room where they put disappointing kids, like they lock them in a room in the house?
There's teddy bears in there to cry on.
Yeah, claw marks.
Right. Just Y spelled out with claw marks and shit. Like, and then my baby mother calls me like about a month and a half to 2 months ago. And she's like, you'll never guess what happened. I'm like, what? I'm just like, man, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this bullshit?
Right.
Here
like,
we
what
go
fucking
again.
now? Like just an asshole. So,
at least
like,
you can admit it.
What? Of course,
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm a plumber, man. My asshole has to be fully functional.
Right. That's a different kind of crack right there.
Yeah.
Plumber's crack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You ever put a pencil back there just to fuck with people?
No, I try to put some of my nice-looking customers' finger back there to see what's up. Like,
it's sweaty. I've been in your crawl space all day, but please, by all means, fucking diddle the doo-doo.
She fucking calls me and she's like, it finally happened. I'm like, what? She's like, it grew. I'm like, holy shit, it grew? What? What are you talking about? And she's like, yeah. Accidentally, he was coming out the bathroom, and I'm bringing him the towel. Man, bring me a towel.
Right.
And his shit is like, it came out of his stomach.
Damn, like he puts a towel on, it's like there's a little midget standing in front of him.
Right, like on some like
oh,
good job shit, like,
All right, man.
Great job.
I'm glad to hear that, bro. Hey,
man.
Because I'll tell you what, it happened to me too. The firstborn was just like, wow, he's fast tracking. He's on the fast track to large cock success. And then the secondborn, it was like literally retreating in.
Oh,
I was like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
It's getting smaller and smaller. But then I haven't seen him in a while, and I'm sure the first thing that I ask him is not going to be, did you grow in yet?
What's up with your cock, man?
Yeah.
Like, I just need to make sure everything is straight. Like, I'm your fucking dad,
right.
Okay?
Daddy found you! Oh my God! How's your dick? I'm like, God, Daddy found you. No, Maria hasn't let me see the kids in 5 years. I have not seen my sons.
I don't know how she can live with herself like that.
It's in a way, it's like, I just try to see what's probably happening, and I already know what happened. The reason she broke contact with me, it has to do with the new guy,
You'll have them again. They'll come looking for you.
That's what everybody says to me.
And you will be the dad they need when they come looking.
Oh man, I can only hope, dude. I hope and pray that's the case.
It's in you, bro. I already seen it.
Yeah, I was with them pretty much 24/7, man, back in the day, bringing them out and everything. Just like, that's my boys, man. But at the same time, I admit that I was not ready to be a dad when I became a dad. And I was too
fucking
old.
ready. Who the fuck is ready?
Yeah, but think about this. I was like 30-something. At that point, you're like, you should be ready because motherfucking pioneer children were having babies at 15 and shit.
I can't agree with that because, look, man, my dad was in his 30s or something when he fucking had me, and he has zero clue. So, with his drunk conversations with my mom, being an old guy now, with those conversations talking about how, I love my son and I got a second chance, my fucking youngest son looks just like my dad. More like my dad than me. Like,
yeah, that's gotta be a mind fuck right there.
It's a mind fuck, bro. Like, pictures of him as a child, pictures of my son as a child. Green eyes. Like, nothing like anyone else except for my dad.
Like that motherfucker's DNA was just waiting to come back. Like,
I knew one of them was gonna be. Well, I said my first son. Okay, he didn't get the recessive shit, but Dominic just got all the weird recessive shit that I had left over. I took my grandfather's genetics, so that must be a thing in my family. My grandfather for me, his grandfather for him.
Right.
And for someone that has a fucking little clone and 2 boys to make up for with me, like, doesn't even involve me, just do my kids right. Motherfucker can't even do that right, bro.
Let me jump in here real quick. When it comes to doing things right and taking care of your family, you want to make sure that your money's right. You always want to make sure that when you do get money, you invest it correctly. You want to make sure that your kids are going to be taken care of and that you can hit that $1 billion mark. And guess what? I got just the company for you.
Yo. Trying to get rich, son?
Trying to get it up in your butt?
Broke ass turtle. Come on, put your money in my back.
Get out my face with that broke ass bitch.
Just do it, homie.
Come on, man.
Gucci up with Cash Money Turtles.
Cash Money Turtles.
Go ahead. Put your money right in my back.
Right in his
we
back.
Straight. Broke ass bitch.
Yeah. Get up.
Be rich.
Get all that money.
You don't have to worry about getting old.
$1 billion.
That's
what
right.
we talking about.
With Cash Money Turtles.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to be a broke ass bitch no more. Cash Money Turtles.
And we're back. And when I say back, I mean turtle back. Just slide that money right in the back, baby. It's better than a piggy bank. It's better than under your mattress. It's better than a real bank. Cash Money Turtles. Anyway. So.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a couple questions now.
Sure.
All right. You've been working with a company, an HVAC company now for quite a while. Am I correct?
All services.
All services.
All trades.
I don't know if we can actually mention the name here. I'm not going to mention the name. It's Michaels and Son.
Oh, shit.
But, yeah. So, I mean, it's been a while, obviously. I'm glad to see that when I finally got back in touch with you, you're still, sticking with it.
Trying to, man.
Fucking keeping your shit together. So I'm guessing, man, you're paying a bunch of money for your kids and shit, man, and keeping all that.
Well, no, not necessarily. I keep a good rapport with their mom. Oh yeah, we live out in the country now, bro.
Country, where's that?
Country, like, those places like when you look out the window on a road trip and never get off at that exit.
Yeah.
I live at that exit.
Oh damn, that's
and
crazy.
then like way 45 minutes down that exit in a little small town where they roll the streets up at like 9 o'clock. Like, good luck getting a fucking hamburger at 9 o'clock.
Right.
It's called Louisa.
Louisa. Hey, you know what? Somebody just asked me about Louisa today. My parents live out in, I believe it's Gordonsville.
Yeah. So I live near Lake Anna.
All right.
Lake Anna.
And what's going to happen right now is some activities that are not illegal anymore. Well, I mean, they're frowned upon, I guess. There's fines or whatnot if you get...
Oh, yeah, like not a criminal fine, just like a, hey, don't do that fine.
Right.
Like, give me $25 out of your pocket right now, fine, but I can live with that.
Right, yeah, I don't mind that. As a matter of fact, I went out to D.C., and I was trying to give the cops $25.
Like, hey, let me blow this in your fucking face, like up your nose.
I was like, I'm
for
about to smoke
$25.
this J. Can I give you $25? And
don't smoke that, Jay.
he was like, actually, it is still something we could bust you for if we wanted to. Whatever. But I'm going to tell you something about this J. It's coated in 24 karat gold. I've done this for this occasion.
Jesus Christ.
It is coated in 24 karat gold dust. You see that?
Let me tell you motherfuckers something. This guy here, I've never seen him not roll a J that thickness. Like, I used to get scared. It's like, yo, come on, Scone, man, we about to smoke. I'm like, fuck, man. I don't want to smoke all this lovely fucking tree in this huge fucking blunt every single time with this guy.
I mean, but that was the thing, though. Like, I buy a dub to smoke a blunt.
I put the whole fucker in one goddamn shit.
Right. Everybody else, though, they buy a dub and they be like, man, I can make
4
6
J's, 6
Yeah.
J's. Like, you know, let me pin joint this shit. Like, no, fuck your cinnamon stick, yo.
Man. Let me tell you something. We used to slang, and it was actually this guy here who made that possible for me for quite a while. I fell behind in the money quite a couple times. You know what I mean? Just trying to fucking live on these streets and shit.
We all did, man. Man, shit. Even at the higher levels, like, have a motherfucker chasing you around for, like, you know, $6,000-$7,000 and shit. Like, you know, my guy definitely was pissed off about me being delinquent a few times. You know, towards the latter part, you know, when I'm giving a fuck about my life.
Yep.
I don't know if I told you, man, but I was facing 10 years in school when I went to school for trades.
Yeah. When they gave you that computer and all that shit?
No.
This is after that.
So, do you remember when I was in trade school?
As
Or
a matter of
before
fact,
that?
I do. This was when Michael and Son sent you to that like house
Right.
that you had to like almost live with all these guys and shit.
Right. So, what happened was, after I saw you, my dumbass, went to go see what the local flavor was like one night. And, after coming back from like a fucking home run, I made a wrong turn down one there.
He's gonna blow.
I know. It's been a while.
You could just let it go because on this podcast we make horrible noises.
Oh, bet. I'm gonna make all my nasty shit. Yeah, that joke. But no, I made a wrong turn. Didn't know the fucking area too well. And, of course, the cops hopped right on me. I had narcotics that would get me several years. And I had marijuana.
Wow.
So,
You don't have any of those narcotics on you now, do you?
I wish I did.
No.
I'd be zipping and flipping and dipping if I fucking had those same narcotics.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This was such a great joke because we really are good boys now.
Yeah, you know, I've had to calm it down.
Hey, there's a like white guy over there. Yeah.
But no, so yeah, they nailed my ass to the wall. They were like, fuck yeah, we fucking got this fucker. We knew he was around this whole time. Like, dude, I've only been here like
10 minutes.
10 minutes. And y'all got lucky as fuck finding my shit. And yeah, they were like, 10 years. Tired of playing with your ass in Virginia.
Yeah.
So take your shit. Oh, well, in fact, no, come to our jail. And, you know.
Come to our jail.
Yeah, please come in here.
Please enjoy the modern amenities.
Yeah, we're not having any of your shit. We're going to have you in jail. So I went to jail, chilled, managed to get out, went back to school.
Was it school that made them let you go because you were in trade school?
No. I had to come up with some money. Luckily, taxes hit before that shit. Paid the money to get out. Immediately went to the school. Was like, yo, sorry for missing time. It's for a good reason. You know, I need you to, like, bear with me. You know, I'm a little depressed. You know, because I would just, like, stop in the middle of shit and just be like, yo, I'm going down. Like, you know. So, I end up getting the filthiest. I ended up.
I hear you.
No, I ended up getting the filthiest, nastiest, like, most grimy lawyer in the area.
It hooked you up.
Yeah. So, told me the cost. I'm like, okay, it's whatever. He's like, look, don't worry. Don't trip. Don't get depressed. If you have any problems, if you feel hopeless, call me. We'll talk about it. You're good. Just chill.
Damn, that's like a real friend.
Just fucking chill. Like, is how this motherfucker's talking. I'm like, yo, just chill, bro.
Right.
I'm like, no, I can't chill, man. I got fucking kids. Like,
right.
yo,
the world is falling down around me, and
like,
you want me to chill.
You're like, yo, chill. Like, dude, I don't fucking know you. Like, what can you do in here? Like, for real. Like, so, fast forward a little bit, waiting. You know, pull
How
up
long?
his, well, you know, it's, like, a few months before court.
So no bail.
No. I got bailed out.
I
bailed,
got you.
yeah.
I got you. And you were just kind of freaking out.
So I had to get bailed out because I'm like, yo, any more time in here, they're kicking me out of school.
Right.
So I got out, straightened shit out with school, didn't really tell them what was going on. Bought the lawyer. He told me to chill. Fast forward with that. You know, I'm looking up his reviews, and turns out this dude gets people off of rape charges when they catch you with your dick in the person you're raping.
Damn, that's exactly what we need.
Hey, you don't find a use for a dirtbag like that until you need a dirtbag like that.
Right.
Now,
like Better Call Saul, man.
I can't vouch for these rapists that he got off, but he couldn't have fell into my lap at a better time because I showed up to court. He was late. And he says, you know, just chill. I'm like, you know, shaking like, fuck, man. Like, I'm about to get the book thrown at. He's like, yo, just chill.
Right.
Like, stop what you're doing right now, man.
It's like I know something you don't know.
So, like, when he walks into the courtroom, he's like, hey, what's up, man? Like, what's good?
What's goody?
All right, bruh. It's like, oh, shit, man. Hey, what you doing in here, man? What the fuck?
Hey, poke your head in here, man.
Hey, and the judge is like, hey, man, I see you. What's good, man? It's like, yeah, what's up, man? Like,
oh, damn.
You know, I'm like,
he
okay.
knew something you didn't know.
Okay. He's talking to motherfuckers. Okay. And my shit don't even get called because they're doing video jumps with motherfuckers already in, you know, that they couldn't bail out and shit. And, like, they're throwing the book at them. Like, I'm seeing a trend here with guys like myself staying locked the fuck up. So, he's like, man, you know what? You come out in the hallway with me. And he says, look, we don't have to do all that other shit. Just sign this. You obviously can't tell on nobody because you out of town. There's no telling. You know, there's no telling anyway, but, like, I'm out of town, getting in trouble.
Right.
So he's like, look, sign this. You about to pay this bread. and you're about to do probation and community service. And side note, me and this fucker right here have gotten in trouble, been hanging out like on the regular, gotten in trouble on some other shit, and caught each other at goddamn probation.
Right.
And had the same PO. Sitting in the probation office like, man, fuck. Then I see this fucker walking in. And I'm like, hey, man, what the fuck are you doing here, man? Like, oh, shit, we up this shit, too. Like, so, no. This is like...
Just troublemakers, man.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So, ended up, I'm like, cool. I'll go back to where the fuck I'm from, do probation, community service. Fast forward, I'm back. I'm supposed to be riding along with a motherfucker and learning and shit. And at the same time, got probation and community service to do. I get close with one of the guys. At the office,
Are you sure you want to be saying all this?
Well, I don't work for where he said, so yeah.
Oh, you changed?
Yeah, I changed to,
You definitely don't have to say the name of this company. Alright, so...
But no.
Safe story.
I, got close with the guy there, this guy's still my, fucking mentor, would do anything for me. We go to a gun show.
Oh, God, man. Are you Republican?
No.
Alright.
But,
Are you Democrat?
No.
Okay.
But, this guy, I'm gonna just say it, he was a fucking redneck. He is a redneck, but, a redneck with an actual good heart and soul. Motherfucker has done shit for me that, you don't do for, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, rednecks, I grew up around them, and they'll give you the shirt off their back. It may stink, but they'll give it to you.
Yeah, actually, this is a redneck named after a black man. Because, see, when you talk to people and get to know motherfuckers, you find shit out. So, this is a redneck named after a black man.
What's his name?
Okay, yeah.
Just the first name.
Troy. So
it's a redneck named after a black guy named after a Greek city.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
Pretty much. So
full circle there.
Full fucking circle, the way life works. And I got another story about good old Troy, because this is a recurring character in my
by all means,
fucking crazy web.
By all means, man, go holler.
But I go to this gun show with Troy and his girl. I'm supposed to be getting with, my camp later on that night. But I'm stopping at the gun show. Whole time, I'm not thinking about the fact that I'm in trouble. I'm thinking, look, I'm not in trouble yet. My lawyer told me, yo, I'm not really in trouble yet.
Right, but you are on probation.
I am on probation. So the way my brain was fucking sober and drinking and working was yo, I'm not charged with nothing yet. I signed some shit that was yo, if you do this and get the fuck out of here,
right,
then we'll take your shit away where you can't find it, and you pay your money, and you do your probation and the community service, and we'll act like this shit never fucking happened. And we'll even allow your lawyer to take your little record from out here and fucking shred that shit. So I'm like, okay, bet. So I'm thinking I'm not in trouble. I'm going to go buy a firearm. I'm going to buy a fucking new weapon. So
that's always a nice little, it's like a treat.
Yeah, oh, bet. I get to go look at all of them, and, and Troy was like, yo, you trying to go shooting? Yo, I've got fucking automatic weapon. Shoot my shit. I'm like, no, I want to shoot my own shit.
Right.
So let's go to the jump. Like, he's hyping me up too. So I look for a weapon, find one I like.
What was it?
It was like some fucking...
You don't know the name of the gun you bought?
That's the whole thing. I couldn't buy it.
Oh, I got
So it was like a Smith & Wesson or some type of shit.
Right, I'd have had that fucking, like...
Yo, I saw the shotguns. I saw the little shotguns, like, sawn off and ready, like, weird. Like, yo,
right.
What the fuck is this? These are toys. Like, no, different colors and shit. Like yo.
Pink for the girl.
Pink, green, fucking orange, like, weird shit. Like, okay. Man. You know, I found a nice, respectable-ass gun. Wanted to do it the legal way because I figured, look, I'm not in real trouble. Like, you know, it's just 10 years. You know, and if I be good, I don't got to do that shit. And it's not for real. Like, so I can get one now because I know I'm not doing shit. I'm not getting high, not doing nothing.
Right.
Man, I filled the little shit out. And probably within about 10 minutes... Like, one cop comes by the table where I'm at. Like, a minute after him, like, 2 other junks come.
Damn.
Then a minute after them, like, 2 other junks come. And, you know, Troy and his girls, like, over there and shit, like, looking at shit.
Right.
And they're heading back my way. As these guys are coming up. And just like blending with the crowd, but coming up, and I notice because I be looking and shit.
Yeah, that perf for real.
Well, I tried to like, you know, boogie over to the side and then like beeline to, you know how it's like a big box you want, and you would find yourself in a weird spot. You want to just hit one side, right. Go to the side, and find your way out of the exit from the side, feeling the walls all the way out. Like fuck, let me go. Like, so they weren't having that shit. They were like, yeah, this is him. 5 of them took me outside and surrounded me. It was like, yo, is this you? I'm like, yeah. Did you sign this? I'm like, yeah. You know, I'm like, I didn't put any false information.
Right. Is it illegal to check?
Right. Like, this was a check. No, because I want to do this. I want to do this completely legal.
Right.
I want this shit under my name. I want this to, like, you know, learn proper handling and usage and not be a dickhead with a fucking gun. So I put my name on that shit, and I knew that I didn't have any, like, violent shit or, you know, domestic shit to fucking stop me.
Right.
But what I came to learn is that I did, in fact, fucking
break the
law. I did, in fact, sign and, you know, check off false information.
Because you weren't, because you did have.
Because they used really fucking, like, unsexy wording and really fucking, like, fucked up jargon to kind of fucking confuse you. So when you are signing something, you're not exactly sure what every legal term means. Gotcha. You just know that you're not, you know, fucked up real bad, so you can get the joke. You don't do fucked up shit. You can get it.
Right, it's like a fucking...
I don't have a felony. Account. In other words, I don't have a felony.
Right.
So they were like, no, you're under indictment. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not aware I'm under indictment. They were like, no, you're under indictment. Come on with us.
Locked
I'm
again.
like, yo, fucking tear this shit up right now. Like, I'm starting to, you know, grow and shit. Like, you know, let's stop this right now. That's all they say. Like, you know, because like after the second no, like I'm like, you know, fuck. Like,
right.
I don't know. I'm not planning on attacking nobody. I'm planning on like, yo, let's talk.
I am not here committing a crime.
Right, like
I just asked.
I'm with friends, motherfucker. Like, bring these guys out here so they can see what the fuck is going on at least.
Oh, what?
Because as far as they know,
they're white. Oh, okay.
Yo, I don't know. Like, yo, like bring the white people that I came with, please. Like, you know, what the fuck?
I came with white people.
Like, oh, hold on. You came with white people.
I did.
Should have fucking said that in the first place. We wouldn't have done that embarrassing shit in the gun show.
Ancestry.com, baby.
Well,
I'm 50%. So it's like, no, I can't even go there.
They weren't having none of that. Like,
damn.
I didn't understand shit. So they were like, come on, let's go. You know, they started kind of like, you know, attacking me a little bit.
Right, we're going to grab you.
You know, grabbing me. Yeah. And I'm like, hey, you know, stop. I got to get my shit out of my pocket.
Oh, yeah, but that's where it begins.
You know.
If they start grabbing you, you have to go like this.
You know.
And let them take you any direction they want to take you. You have to just go with it.
But I'm trying like my best to like, yo, let's stop. And you know, I understand I was like this at first, but so
know, man, like it sucks the way that fucking happens, man. But
ended up, you know, they calmed the fuck down.
Did they? You calmed them down?
Yeah, because I'm like, hold on, you know, let's just stop. And I stopped. I didn't move anywhere else.
Right.
Because it was weird for them to grab me how they did in the first place.
It's always fucking weird. They're doing it for nefarious reasons, but go ahead.
Well, that comes into play later on. The way fucking life works is insane. And it's lessons, bro. Because I got arrested. I fucking went to, you know, your good old county out here that you never want to fucking get arrested in.
Fairfax.
Yep.
Fucking devil horns. All the cops.
But these are the troopers, bro. But on the way to the jail, though, I'm like, yo, because he got me up front for some reason. I'm like, can you fucking unloosen the cuffs? Unloosen the cuffs. You're being insane. Like, whole time. I didn't know what the fuck I signed. And I'm like, no, he got me up front because I'm like, bruh. Like, I looked at him like, yo, come on, man. I'm not about to do shit to you.
Right.
I don't want to end my life. Like, I'm a black guy. You know, like, come on, man.
Right.
So,
sometimes honestly, I believe sometimes you have to remind the really fucked up, like, cops that you are, in fact, a black guy, and this could go viral.
Well, here's the dynamic, though. The cops that were there are doing that shit for overtime, mainly. So I'm told by, you know, someone I know that's in law enforcement. You know.
They play the clock for sure.
They need to make their bread. Right. Just like you or I at a fucking, like, retail job.
Right.
You know. They hourly type shit. So they're there. They're fucking getting hours. If they can get a fucking arrest on their stat, they're wanting to do that shit, of course. And I guess they were zealous on my shit. Like,
right.
You know, that shit was a little ridiculous how happy they were. But this one guy that took me in he was a cool dude though. He got into an accident. Somebody hit our car. You know, my escort to jail. Somebody hit my escort to jail on the way. And I could have been like a dick about that and like done some extra legal shit because I got her
and I can't grab it
because he wouldn't let the fucking cuffs loose. Like, my whole shit is broken now.
Yo, laid there and been like, like the turtle, like the broke turtle in the commercial, man. I'd have been like, blah, blah,
that
blah.
broke turtle with that face, man, bro. Like, I'd never want to be that guy. Like, look, I didn't even play that type of game. You know, I knew I was going in.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'm like, man, I don't want to play that type of game. I got real fucking things I'm doing out here. You know, no, I'm fine. He let me smoke. You know,
damn,
in the car.
God damn, that's a nice cop.
Bruh, that guy was nice.
Dude, the worst thing I fucking hate about the police is that once they have you and they want to take you, you are never smoking a cigarette again. That's how it is around here, especially.
That guy was nice, bruh. Like, yo, I gotta say, cops be on some bullshit and be fucking up a lot of the time, but shame on them motherfuckers that be doing that bullshit, because there are nice cops out there. There are good fucking cops and good fucking people doing that job. That dude knew, like, all I needed was a cigarette and to fucking, you know, calm the fuck down.
Yeah, yeah.
And because I just made a dumbass mistake. And this dude, like, held the cigarette to my fucking mouth.
Hey, man.
While I smoked in his fucking car. And I'm sorry if that even puts anyone out there, like...
Yeah, but whatever the case may be, it's a good story to hear. Because all we hear about is... Listen, if no matter who they're talking about, if they're talking about an African-American male, if they're talking about a white male, if they're talking about a white female, if they're talking about a cop, if they're talking about anybody, it's always something negative, right? And to hear something positive about, like, these groups of people that are being demonized, it kind of helps us get a little closer, because you're being brainwashed. Most people are being brainwashed to hate each other.
Yeah.
And when you can hear these certain stories, it gives you steps. It gives, like, each story you hear of a group that you have prejudice against, right? Every good story you hear is another, like, grip in the wall. You ever been to rock climbing walls? How they put those grips in there periodically, so you have a place to grab here, you have a place to grab here. This is a tough one. You got to reach up to get that one, you know, but it's there and shit. So every story is a new grip on the wall that helps you climb and helps you ascend.
Figure out what the fuck you're doing out here, what you're really doing, who's your real fucking enemy. And you know what? I can't tell anyone who is angry and upset to just go, oh, come on, go case by case basis. But unfortunately, you know, I'm at a disadvantage because, you know, other interactions like that went way differently for me, you know, getting arrested and locked up. You know, it has been fucked up before. I have been profiled before. Like,
let me break in real quick, because this might make you... Oh, go ahead. Finish what you were saying.
I have been profiled before.
Right.
But, you know, I haven't just gotten in trouble in Alexandria.
Right.
You know,
right.
I feel like Alexandria police have always had a great fucking, like, you know, working with community.
Right, right.
Like,
do you remember the time... I have to stop you now because I don't want to get too far from this subject.
Yeah.
Do you remember the time that me and you and Paula were smoking weed?
Yep.
And the cop pulled up. So we had pulled behind... We were on Route 1 by the Staples, and we had pulled behind a fucking random restaurant. And it was an empty parking lot, so we just stopped there, and we started smoking weed, a blunt.
That was sick. We stood outside.
Right outside the car, started hitting the blunt. And all of a sudden, whoop, right into the parking lot. A police officer, lights right on us, right?
I remember that day.
My move.
Hold on, let me tell you something about that day.
Go ahead.
Because I tell people about that day. And I'm like, yo, Andy was that fucking guy that, like, the magical fucking, like, you know, fade in, fade out motherfucker, like, that would just, you know, if Aladdin and goddamn, like, you know, like some weird shit, like, you know, Aladdin and goddamn Sinbad and shit, or something like this motherfucker finessed something, or somehow, like, I don't know what chain of events, but I remember you having something like right out, and they fucking brought it out, and they were like, okay, here we go. You know, somebody's about to go down. What's up? Like,
well, it was Paula had a backpack, and it had like a switchblade and brass knuckles, illegal things she had in her backpack. So they pulled all that out. The crazy part was that when the cop pulled up, you were going, and I could see in his headlight this
green smoke, cloud. Not even fucking regular. Like, it was like, yo,
lime green.
It was marijuana illegal.
Right. It spelled
in cursive and shit. Like, yo.
So he had to have seen that when he pulled in.
Yeah.
And I had a full inhale that I was going holding in when the cop pulled in.
Oh shit.
So I had to, in fact, go. I had to, right?
Yeah.
So like, but here's the trick though. As soon as I saw that cop, you see the cigarette in my hand? Like, let's say that's the J. I went right, and I turned slightly this way and dropped it.
Yeah.
Down my where he couldn't see, like kind of like a magician. And then I went like this. And then I stretched my hands out like nothing in my hands, and I stood on the blunt, and then I did a super spin. I did like a Michael Jackson spin dance move.
Yo.
On the blunt, though, because that made the blunt grind into the ground, and he couldn't see it.
That shit makes a difference, bro.
So he could not see the blunt at all, because I grounded into the fucking pavement.
Yeah.
Do you remember what we did when he let us go?
We fucking smoked that shit, like,
we went back
and
there,
chilled.
We went back there like 10 minutes later, and scraped that weed up and smoked it.
Yo, and we had more shit. Yo, what bugged me out is that
epic.
We had actual shit, and it was like out.
I had shit, and it was in my fucking. Like, perfectly where he could have searched me, but they didn't search me.
They didn't search you. Oh.
And this is where maybe white privilege comes in. I got pulled over with Johnny and, like, his girlfriend, who was, like, African. And they both got searched, and I didn't. And I told the cop, I was like, oh, I just got a ride from them.
Yeah, like, man, what the fuck is this going on?
I was like, yeah, I'm in college
drug
right now.
People, like, you know, look at them.
I lied. And you know, Johnny, the cop was like, I smell marijuana. Have you been smoking marijuana in the car? And Johnny goes, yes.
What the fuck?
Yes. And then he was like, step out of the car. Step out of the car. I had both the dubs, though. I had both the dubs. We went out to D.C. Got 3 for $50.
Yo.
Smoked one out there. Had, like, you know, the J and shit. Like, I had 2 dubs.
Back
as 2 extra testicles. I had 4 testicles that night.
Man, Johnny, that character, man.
I'm gonna have Johnny on the show.
We might have to audio that motherfucker, because I just talked to him. I just talked to him. I just talked to Frankie. I just talked to Brian. Like, yo, some of these other demons, man, like,
you're not on social media.
But Brian wasn't on social media.
I know, but Most Def?
Most Def, you talk to him?
You talking about Brian, Most Def?
No, I'm talking about Brian, like...
From Duke Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like Most Def.
No, Most Def is Dink. Remember?
Oh, Dink. Oh,
remember Dink?
Oh, yeah, Brian. I got you, man.
Brian with the glasses.
Right. They both look the same to me.
Oh, because all brown skin.
No. That's not true. That's not true at all. I know.
So because look, lanky motherfuckers. If you just put a group of lanky motherfuckers, okay.
I said they both, not they all.
Nah,
they both look the same to me. I get what you're
saying, brother. But nah, Brian, I saw him. Now, if you remember Brian from...
I do remember Brian. He hung out with us at your old crib off Fox Chase.
Fox Chase, yes. Remember that motherfucker came over one time and we were sick from that shit Mark gave us?
Oh
like,
my God, that is
we were
the
both
best
sick
story.
and shit. Like, yo, we got too many stories.
See, because
Where
Mark...
the fuck were we at? Like...
Oh my God, let's just get this out of the table, dude. We got about 20 minutes to go. Mark told us he had OxyContin. And we had heard about it.
Yeah.
Like on the news. Like it's a drug. Right?
We want to try this shit. 'Cause we like things and, you know, we smoke fat blunts. Like, you know, we're chilling. Like,
probably.
You know, like this guy came around with it and we heard the name. Oh, okay. Hey, Andy, Google that shit, bro. Like, you know, Google's still young. Like, you know, shit ain't for real yet. Like,
we were those types to just be like, you know, like drugs. Just say perhaps.
Perhaps. If it don't fuck you up too bad, if it don't kill you the first time, like, what's his name?
Just say
you know what
I'm
saying? Like, yo, fuck it. If it don't do that, like, let's try it, Andy. Like, okay.
Okay, so let's get back on track here. Because, I mean, we can go far off the rails, bro.
Yeah.
Mark said he had OxyContin.
Yes.
And he brought it over. And I looked at the packaging and I read, you know, it didn't say OxyContin. It was really close. It was really close,
Yo,
right? So, like,
it says something like that. Shit, like,
it was really close.
Skibbity bobbity, OxyContin. Like, oh.
So I immediately dropped 4 of them.
So I'm like, yo, Andy be going hard. So, like, let me not drop 4 of them. Let me drop 2, though. You know, like, I'll go half as hard. And we was chilling. You know, we played the game and shit, like we usually do. Fucking Brian comes over, you know.
Yep, that was... You know, I remember Brian as the harbinger of like, pain. Because when he showed up, that's when I started feeling like, well, I'm going to have to lay down for a second.
You know, like, goddamn. Because this motherfucker, man, oh, man. We got stories with him, too. But...
Oh, God. Stick to Mark right now.
We ended up both feeling like shit. You know, Brian was like, yo, y'all niggas look green.
Both of us
look green.
And I remember throwing up green stuff.
Andy fucking went outside. You know, like, yo, peace out, bruh. Like, I don't feel good. I'm about to leave, man. Like, you know.
I don't like this place.
Right? Like,
this whole thing.
I'm out of here, man. Like, it must be my vibe. Nah, motherfucker, you're sick. Like, he didn't make it very far because Brian, I think motherfucking went outside for some reason.
I was right by your window.
Yeah. Because
you were ground floor. I was like right by your window, like going,
yo. Andy's outside throwing up. Like, I'm like, man, I'm throwing up. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, I'm fucked up too. What the fuck did he give us? Like, so after fucking throwing up for a good while, goddamn, Andy drags his ass in, you know. We both are gray at this point because we fucking lost all, like, vibrance and all life, bro. You know, like, and we're like, yo, fuck this motherfucker Mark. Like, yo, what was that shit, man? Like,
it was oxycodone.
Yeah. Yeah. And
a strong painkiller, basically.
So, you know, motherfuckers obviously don't do that shit on the regular. Because had we fucking thought about it, you know,
it was like I was trying to become an addict to anything you gave me. I'll take 5.
And I'm like, well, shit, if he go that hard, he must know it's cool. It's like, yo, you're not gonna fucking die, like, you know, like, so let me do like one less, or, you know, like, fuck it. But no, we decided, man, fuck Mark. You know, you didn't explain it to us.
Revenge.
You take fucking shit on the regular and we don't. So, yeah, like, we gotta get you back. We gotta get you back super bad.
And the revenge was fucking sweet. I'll go through the setup. We were going to drink that night. We invited Mark over to have some drinks. And in preparation for buying these drinks, we bought Wild Irish Rose. Now, Wild Irish Rose is a pink drink. It's pink almost like, let's say...
It's a shit wine.
Yeah, it's pink. It's actually something I used to like to drink a little bit. It kind of tastes like a milkshake, but it's a girly drink. Wild Irish Rose. I would say try it if you're with your girl or something.
No. Hold on. It's a shit wine. But you and I were pissed. This is why the wheel got turning.
Right.
So while you remember it as a pink drink, it wasn't pink at first. We were pissed. We got Wild Irish. Fuck Mark.
Wild Irish is very pink. Here's the thing, man. I think I know what you're about to do.
We had went to the store.
Right.
Beforehand. We turned this shit pink. But we had several things.
We made his drink pink and matched the Wild Irish Rose. And we drank Wild Irish Rose. And we gave him X-Lax. A full glass of X-Lax. And we took some of Tina's time release laxatives. Now, these are time release. So they're supposed to release small doses at a certain amount of time. And we crushed them. We crushed them into a powder. And we poured it into the X-Lax. And we made half a glass of that and then poured Irish Rose on it to make it taste all right.
Softener.
Stool softener.
Stool softener, X-Lax. We got the pills. We got the milk of magnesia.
Yes, we did.
Milk of magnesia. Because I was like, okay. You know, I was on a whiskey and like milky shit kick. You know, for a while. Like, I like to bring the drinks. I like to fuck with the drinks. Hence why we got this peanut butter and jelly shit.
I want more.
Man, mix you up some, bro.
Let me go get an ice real quick.
Yeah.
You just talk to the camera. Keep telling the story.
Ugh. Ended up, we go get milk of magnesia. We get X-Lax. The like extra strength, like angry motherfucker on the label shit. Like finally being able to go take a shit, Jones. We get the candy joints that taste good, and we go back to the house. Andy and I both crush this shit up to a fine powder, mix it with the milk of magnesia, fucking Wild Irish Rose, because we want to make them good and sick. You know, like fucking
good and revenged.
Yeah, good and revenged, and fucking, you know, we fucking are like, yo, Mark, come on over. We had like a liquor drink. I think it was like Kahlua, and I did like a drop of goddamn Nesquik strawberry.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
I
whiskey.
remember that.
You know, like, look it up. You know, you could try Crown Royal.
Extra memories.
You could try Crown Royal and fucking Kahlua.
Right.
And that's an actual good shot too. But we did that shit because we wanted to drink real alcohol, and we fucked Mark's shit. So we took these bitches out of the freezer, and we all like. I mean, it wasn't just a shot. It was like a fucking. We had
glass, a milk
ridiculous,
glass.
Like big. We call it's all one of our type of shots where you drink it all the way down and shit.
Yeah, like how I roll my J's.
Pretty much.
We had to do a good, and it was we were pretending to celebrate something. I don't remember what either. But it was like, Mark, you're in on this.
Right.
Mark's in on this.
So. After we had that, you saw what happened.
So we're chilling there and we're playing a video game. And Mark, he had the whole glass. And he sat down with us, right? And we were playing something, dude. I believe we were playing. What's that game that had James Evans?
Oh man, that was a super classic. That's actually a rare fucking game. I don't know if you knew about that, but it's Urban Reign.
Urban Reign. Oh my.
That's a rare game. I still got the copy. We need a fucking PS2, bro.
Dude, that is a fucking game, dude. I loved it. But anyway, we were playing Urban Reign, and I was sitting down on the floor because I don't like sitting on chairs for some reason. Even now, I had to have a stool.
This motherfucker was always on the floor.
So I'm sitting on the floor playing Urban Reign. Mark's right behind me on the sofa. Sconey's over there on the chair, and I hear Mark say, "Oh, I don't feel so good."
Mark, and you know, I'm looking up at Mark because I don't know if we told you, but Mark, like, is the name, like, Mark. You know, that's the definition, like...
Of a Mark-ass buster.
Right, like, nobody respected Mark.
I said that as white as I could. Mark-ass buster.
Pretty much.
With a hard R. Anyway.
I mean, he had, like, the huge head. His head was humongous. Like, I have a big head.
I used to call him Murphy.
Yo. Don't do that.
Because he was like 20 and balding, like, and he looked like Murphy from RoboCop. And his arms were like this. So they were really short arms, like this. Like, ooh. So it was like a T-Rex.
Yo.
They were weak. Short arms.
So you saying he would have been perfect for the RoboCop program? Like, yo, like
exactly. You should see them later. I'll tell you.
Yo, cut his fucking limbs off. Like them shits are useless.
So Mark goes, I don't feel so good. My stomach.
He made a really fucked up face.
Yeah, and all of a sudden you heard this
Yeah.
in his gut, deep inside him. And he was like, I gotta call my dad. So his dad came over, right? And Mark felt like he went outside beforehand, right? And his dad, he was holding this shit in so hard. And then his dad picked him up, right? So we didn't know nothing after that. And we were just continuing to play the game. And a good hour goes by. And Mark calls you. I remember hearing his voice yelling over your phone. He said, "What did you guys give me? I'm pissing out of my ass."
Oh, shit.
Now, beforehand, when we were making the drink, I said I wanted to make Mark piss out of his ass. And he did it.
Oh,
and he said,
indeed.
"I'm pissing out of my ass." So he literally, okay, this is the story I got from him. And my friend Samantha, who lives in his building, claimed to actually have been there for this, okay? Mark's father carried him out of the car and upstairs like a baby.
Did he nestle that like Big Murphy head?
He was holding him like this, and he carried him upstairs. My logic is he had pooped his pants, but they didn't want him to stand up because it would drain out. So they wanted to keep him up like this, and he kind of just held him like that, carried him upstairs, and maybe put him down in the bathtub. But Mark was like, "I'm pissed out my ass," and I asked him, "What happened, Mark?" He was like, "Well, fucking, I was in the car and I shit." And then he goes, and my dad had to carry me. And so it was confirmed. And then he said, and then I went upstairs and I couldn't get off the toilet for 40 minutes. And then he goes, and then I sat down at the computer and I shit again. And I guarantee he went through that for at least 18 of those 24 hours. Because we crushed those time release capsules up, bro.
Man.
We crushed those time release capsules up. So, anyway.
We cut that shit with stool softener, too. Like,
we did, like it was cocaine. Like,
it's like, man, Like, I told you to put some fucking cut on this shit.
It's
too pure, bro. That's too pure, man.
I'm cutting it. Give me some B5.
Yo, there we go. Like, milk. You need the milk. Like, there we go.
Oh, shit.
Put the fucking milk in there.
Baby food. Put some baby food in that joint.
Yo, Murphy drank that shit up.
And let me tell you, it was sweet, sweet revenge. All I wanted was what he gave me. He called and said, I'm pissing out of my ass.
Yeah, we were really sick, bro. Like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, if you feel bad for him, or if you had just tuned in halfway through this broadcast during its premiere, which I doubt you did because nobody watches this show, because it's like, literally, we could go outside by the 7-Eleven and say all of this, and more people would hear us than if we were doing it here. But we wouldn't have this Panther, which is from 73. Look at that. 1973.
Where'd you get this?
I acquired them from basically an estate that closed down, and the sale completely closed down, and then the building was up for renovation, and then it was, you can have anything in the building, and there was a tube that had all of these in it. You know what? I haven't done this yet. Excuse me real quick. I'm going to show you this thing real quick that I looked. Now, this one is very interesting. I looked up online and saw one of these sold on auction for $65 or something $100. Like, I can't remember the number, but it was like $6,000, right? For this. And I have it. And the one they showed that sold on auction, I as a printer can guarantee it was fake. It was not original, authentic. And I'll show you the reasonings behind it. And a lot of people tell me don't open these, but I'm a maverick. So I do what I want.
Oh, man. If it's in that pristine a condition...
It's a Kiss poster. Now, I'm not going to sit there and fuck with it too much. I'm going to roll it right back up the way it came out, right?
That's crisp, man.
Now, here's the thing. This was made in 1976. This is 2 years older than me, and I'm fucking 41. About to be 42.
Get this. So, when my grandfather had to go into, care... with no other choice, we had to clean his house out. And I came across my dad's old posters from his room.
Nice.
Back when he was, like, setting his shit up. So I have Black Conan. I have, like, the Afrocentric,
Do you have the Good Times painting?
No, I don't have the fucking Good Times painting.
Shit. Damn it.
How much would that be fucking worth? Like,
I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing as far as this is concerned real quick.
But no, it's a black light one just like this.
Look at this plastic. Look at the tag on the bottom.
Yeah.
From 1976. Yeah. I still have the wrapper, bro. And if the original one, which, as I just showed you this one, as you can see, where it's cut is all orange, right? You can't see like a border, a white border.
Right.
The one that they sold, you could see a white border around the top, which means it was printed. And even if it wasn't printed and they had managed to cut it that way for some reason, way back in 1976, it would be yellowed.
Yellow.
It would be yellow. Yeah, if you look at the inside of this, you can't really, not in this light, but the paper's not white like it was when it was printed. It's like,
right.
It's degraded, so it's yellow.
The ones I found, they were rolled up in the basement. Dude, I have so much old shit right now.
I'd like to check it out. Hey, I'm a collector of old things, man. I'll just reach right up right now and show
I have
you
a
this.
gas mask used in Vietnam. Yo,
nice.
What the fuck?
A 1920s projector, man. This thing is like, if you actually get it, runs. I have the plug. I can plug it into the wall and turn it on. I don't have a lamp though, like the bulb.
The bulb, yeah.
I have to find it. But this will turn, it'll reverse, it'll do everything it's supposed to do. And it's so intricately made that you think back in the 20s they were making these kind of products? Like these, look, this is the angle, this is the pitch right here, where you adjust the pitch for whatever, wherever the screen is.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just, to me, it's so amazing that they had this
fucking badass
ingenuity. Like, this is a motor. You see all these flaps, that's to dissipate the heat. It's a whole motor right there, like, out in the
I was about to say, this shit probably looks like it'll tear up a motherfucking... Like, don't put this shit in wrong. It'll fucking tear it the fuck up.
Right?
Like, yo, you better know what the fuck you're doing before you fucking put that shit in there. But
I was checking it out.
it probably works really well. If it still works, it probably works pretty well.
I haven't tried it yet because I'm not into tinkering too much and destroying maybe a product. But in here, there seems to be a spare bulb.
Oh, yeah. Save that shit.
It seems to be, but that would be the original bulb. So I would want to get like a post-market one to use if I was going to try it out and keep the original as like an antique. The original replacement's there. I don't know, man. I like you showed me. You said, I mean, you have some like antiques and stuff. I am totally into that shit, man. And I think that's kind of why we bonded in a way, was not necessarily because you had ounces and I could get rid of them, which was true. You had ounces and I could get rid of them. I would come to you, especially in the very beginning. It was like I'd come to you and I'd be like, "Hey, give me one of those ounces," and I would leave and I'd come back and give you the money, and then I would have what I needed out of it too. You know what I'm saying? So like that happened so many times.
Man.
I mean,
we just, motherfucking, bruh, I remember the days when we used to fucking play Street Fighter like crazy.
Yeah, that's my point, that we didn't just because of
Do you remember
drugs.
the plant that I fucking was, oh shit.
Oh, snap.
My
Hey,
bad.
I'm making a lot of mistakes and you're making, I dropped something just a second ago. So you can drop one more thing, and hey, white guy.
Drop something right now so I don't feel so goddamn bad. Oh shit, he dropped his goddamn phone.
Oh, man, damn it. Hope it's not broken.
As it hits that fucking pillow floor and shit. Like,
right? Or it hit the exact corner of something fucked up. But anyway,
shit, man.
Go ahead,
Fuck.
man.
How was the drink, man? Great?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, man. I like the taste of that shit, but nah, man. No, we fucking
Street Fighter.
had Street Fighter. We used to go crazy on that. We used to play fucking Urban Reign. Like, I had a fucking huge goddamn marijuana tree. Like,
You know what's funny? Like, a lot of people wouldn't know who James Evans.
James Evans, we've, seen all the classics, somehow or another, this motherfucker right here, was like, hey, man, we're picking our fucking guys that we're about to, like, whoops up each other's ass with, on this game. Like the game, we're fucking throwing goddamn swords at each other, running up the wall, and, fucking...
It's a great game.
It was an incredible game, and that's why it's hard to find.
But
we
the
did
one
this.
black guy in it looked like James Evans.
Had
James Evans.
the guy was Hispanic. The guy ended up being Hispanic. He wasn't even black.
Damn, but
that's the problem, because this game had it was the time where Prison Break was popular. So the hero looked like the Prison Break guy. And everybody else looked like everybody else in a fucking fighting game.
It was whack, man.
And
well, James Evans was still, to me,
this guy had a
Spanish guy, it was
James
a black
Evans. The guy had a James Evans fucking goddamn
a vibe about him. Like
vibe.
I will kick JJ's ass.
This motherfucker had the gray jeans and goddamn James Evans shirt with the James Evans look like, I'll take my belt off and my pants is tight, motherfucker.
I think he did, in fact. Was his move taking his belt off? I don't know. I may be wrong, man.
No, it was incredible. James Evans used to kick ass. But we used to play that. We used to play Street Fighter. We got close. We motherfucking...
My whole thing was the movies, and we're already in the works with something about that as far as old movies. You guys know Mystery Science Theater 2000, 3000, Mystery Science Theater. We're in the works with something like that, so we'll get back to you on that.
Some dubs. I hope it's some dubs.
Oh, absolutely. Now we
used to crack up, bruh.
Here's the kicker, man. I'm gonna have to step in for a second because our sponsor, I've dedicated 2 spots per show to him, and we don't fucking even like him. Fuck you, sponsor. And this is how we treat our sponsors. So anybody who wants to fucking sponsor us, fuck you.
Yo.
Trying
to get rich, son?
Trying to get it up in your butt?
Broke ass turtle. Come on, put your money in my back.
Get out of my face with that broke ass bitch.
Just do it, homie.
Come on, man.
Gucci up with Cash Money Turtles.
Cash Money Turtles.
Go ahead. Put your money right in my back.
Right in his back.
Straight. Broke ass bitch.
Yeah. Get up.
Be rich.
Get all that money.
You don't have to worry about getting old.
$1 billion.
That's
what
right.
we talking about.
With Cash Money Turtles.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to be a broke ass bitch no more. Cash Money Turtles.
And we're back after watching them goddamn turtles try to pimp their fucking... You know who else was a money manager? Jeffrey Epstein.
God damn.
Watch out for them fucking turtles, man. Turtles will fucking stab you in the back. You know what? Fuck you, turtles.
What does he do to get all
I'm
this
not using your
turtle
sponsorship anymore. It's over. I'm done. And you know what? That's how we roll in this, because we know that the power of our thoughts and feelings outgrows any corporate sponsorship. This is where I have to go like Otis into my own cell down at the jail, lock myself in for the night, and go to sleep, because I am so fucking like drunk, man. These peanut butter joints, man, you really brought the show. And I filled a whole nother glass with it. So it's like 2 of those got me drunk. I don't drink, guys. I do not drink. Yeah. I don't have a single alcoholic beverage in my house except for a bottle of red wine that I'll have 1 glass of if I'm feeling squirrely during a podcast.
No, I had to bring this shit from my man's. And my man's right here got to try it too. So, you know, he votes an A.
Sean, it's an A. We're just going to say it. That's Sean. Hey, Sean, plug your Instagram. All right. So, anyway.
Bet.
You know what I'm saying? We're done with that. Hey, on the real tip, though, man, there's so much more we got to catch up on, and we will as the time goes by, because I fucking found this guy's number in a... You know what? I think it's right over here, actually. I found 4 old phones. They're back in that box. 4 old phones when I was during the move.
Yeah.
And I managed to put them all in one spot, and they're over there. So today I went in the first phone, and I found Scone, and I found my old boss who's like 80, and his wife died, and he's now dating.
He's a piece of bacon dating.
Yeah. Absolutely. A piece of bacon in a beautiful house with like a piano in the background and shit.
That he never plays.
Hey, he plays the cello, bass. I went to a concert of his where he was sitting in the whole crew with all the cello players. You know?
What?
Yeah. Some of the cello players were like... Right? And I looked over and I saw Joe sitting over there. And he was just like going...
But he could still play and be out there.
Yeah, they let him in.
Wow.
They let him in. So he was hitting, like, I guess those bass notes, like, while dude was like, boop, he was like, boop, 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 boop. I guess he was catching those.
Much respect to the cello. I actually used to play that way back in the day.
Oh yeah,
that's my start.
That's that slide bass. That's that flamboyant bass, baby.
Nah,
That's
I had to go black on it. Like,
So
I
you
didn't
were
want to
like,
go full
derp,
bass.
derp, 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 derp,
Yeah, yeah. I was like, okay, I'll
derp.
do orchestra, but I don't want a violin, man. I want a motherfucking cello, man.
Right.
Look at that cello. What is that?
I saw this hardcore, like, he was actually on America's Got Talent.
Much respect to your boss for being 80
You know,
and playing the fucking cello.
this is the first
Bro.
time, maybe the second time you guys are seeing me actually log on to my computer and look something up during a podcast. But we have the power. If you wanted me to look something up for you and check it out for you,
Well,
I would be able to do that.
shit, I got the laptop right here.
I got the laptop right here, ladies. Ladies, just to let you know, there's a whole platform. It looks like 2 bumps, but it's flat.
If they sit on it, that's how you boot it up.
Right? If you sit on it, you will come. That's the worst fucking thing I've said all week. Our main man seems to have gone his own separate way and done his own separate thing. But what I'm doing is, I just wanted to look something up real quick. America's Got... Oh, God, dude, I fucking suck at typing. Especially when I'm inebriated. Americans Got Talons. Americans Got Talons, bro.
What the fuck?
That's gonna be the name
Just
of the
imagine
show.
a bunch of people fucking clawing each other to death.
I don't even know how to describe this without being racist. America's Got Talent. Black violinist. Black violinist.
They exist.
Right. Brian King Joseph. I mean, he does rock and roll. He actually did, like, the Billy Joel, like, song. Like, I mean...
But while I can, I'm gonna bring it. Everything I've got.
Hello, welcome back, Brian. Good to see you guys again. You made quite the impression on
I don't know
us.
if we're allowed
I
to
could
play
say the
this
same about you.
audio
Oh,
clip,
thank you. Well, look, I think it's important that you.
but
tell
we're doing a
everyone what you told
reaction,
us
so
on
we're
the
adding
first
our
day
own
you did.
pizzazz
I
to
have an
it.
advanced case of peripheral neuropathy. It's already to the point where
This is not the guy, so I'm gonna cut this off, and I'm gonna learn more about, like, finding out what clips I want to watch and show on my show instead of just being a random gorilla style asshole. But yeah, there was this guy, man. He was, like, literally playing the violin, but he had, like, the Neo jacket, and it was this black dude, and he was, like, doing straight rock and roll. Oh, wait a minute, was he playing the guitar? I'm going to cut all this out. No, I'm not. I'm not going to cut it out because I always do everything raw. But just disregard everything I just said just there. Next episode, I'm going to tell you, I promise to tell you who it is that I was trying to talk about.
Oh, so to finish off, what happened in the long run with the gun show?
Oh, God. Yeah, I forgot about the gun show. Hey, hold on a second.
The gun show.
It's the gun show. I hold in my hand 2 semi-hard,
What? Semi-hard,
precious
mostly
gems.
soft, but a little soft.
Yes.
But still a little bit.
Semi-hard, precious gemstones. Anyway, called The Gun Show. So tell me, actually, yeah, you got arrested.
So yeah, I get arrested at the gun show. I go to jail. Yeah, so bail bondsman gets me out. I have my friends give them the cash, and I give them the cash, and all that other bullshit.
Where's that dirty scheming lawyer?
Well, I'm like, immediately after my friends drop me off, I'm like, fuck, yo, fucked up. Like, yo, fuck, let me call this guy.
Right.
Called this guy, and he's like, all right, man,
Called Saul?
Called Saul. He's like, all right, you gotta give me some bread, right? Like, yeah, I gotta get you some bread. I'm fucking scared though, man.
But you got the connect now, and you've always had the connect, Scone.
Man, bruh. So he had to get barred down here.
He had to do the bar to take care of you?
So, with lawyers, apparently, it's a thing where if you cross your lines, you gotta just go to a jump that you know and be like, hey, I got a person to take care of.
I passed the bar back.
You
here,
know,
just hooked
like,
it up.
let me run through your shit, and that way I can see my peoples.
I got you.
And the connection is so deep that, it was no problem. But I happen to know, again, people in law enforcement, and they were like, yo, your lawyer, your lawyer had to do that shit for you, right? That's why you paid that bread.
Johnson.
So, I sweat till fucking court. I'm like telling my PO, yo, I got in trouble at a fucking gun show.
Officer Nafferty.
Yeah, like, hey, you got in trouble at a fucking gun show? What the fuck were you thinking? Like, drug test, drug test, drug test. Like, like, yo, I thought you were cool. You always pass, but like, yo, drug test, drug test.
Right.
Double drug test. Like,
I gotta put the dark crystal up, and I gotta get that light gleaming in his fucking bosom. There we go. You like that? That's the dark crystal. You ever seen the dark crystal?
I haven't seen the Dark Crystal. Gotta watch that one, right?
It's an old school movie, and if
I'm Mr. Old School Movie though.
It is an old school movie. Watch the Dark Crystal, man, and then you'll understand this. But go ahead with your story, Detective Nafferty.
Yeah. So finally, sweat out till the day of court. Go to court. My lawyer comes in there, fucking chilling again. And, seemed like he didn't know anybody there at first, but then he's laughing and talking with a bunch of people.
They did the little handshake where you fuck each other's
right, like,
palm.
If you hit it in the right space on this finger, but not that one, like, you're good to go.
You're in.
We can laugh and talk and shit after that, but not after that, like, not before that shit, like, you gotta do that shit right.
If you accidentally hit the pointer finger, they're like,
hey, hey, get the fuck out of here.
I don't know if I can deal with it.
Your guy is fucked, man. Like, yo, I'm just telling you right now. Like,
yeah, he's gonna eat some shit.
Yo.
And they eat shit over in that county.
Then he goes to the judge, like, hey, he fucked me on the index. The index one, he fucked me on that one this time.
He fucked you on the what?
The index finger. He fucked me on that one. Can we let him slide?
Yeah, give him a swirly.
Swirly, got it. Like, that's kind of how the shit is, because they were handing out a lot of time for my exact shit. Come to find out.
Yeah, yours was on the menu.
Well, yeah, it was on the menu because it was like, okay, 3 additional, to your 10. No problem. You want to trip, 3 additional to your 10. So when I went to court, I was listening to other people's cases. Turned out it was a crazy guy who had mental, like real fucking mental issues that was, he had gotten charges previously for doing some wild shit that was trying to get a gun. And, that one was like, man, I'm glad that guy didn't get a fucking gun.
Right.
And then it was another
It made yours
guy.
look way better.
Right. It made mine look way better because I'm paying attention. And then it was an old guy who had tried to do the same thing as me. And they got him. And he was just like, come on, man. Like, same deal. But then it was me.
Then it was your turn.
But my lawyer was there, so it was all like, yeah. But to the real fucking court date that I'm talking about, he kind of dapped up everybody there that day, and I'm sitting there praying, and turns out that none of the officers
and wishing and hugging,
none
and praying.
of the officers that got me that day could show up to court because they were all suspended.
Nice! Oh, that is the best feeling when your cop doesn't show up.
All suspended, though. Like, word. This is the word.
Yeah, because they misconduct, so they're gonna let you off.
No. It's deeper than that, though. Shows you how shit works. I had a nice officer. They're there for, like, hourly shit. They were, like, zealous because it was like, yo, we fucking got one. We fucking got one.
Right? Pull!
So, it's not anything personal to the guy that got me, but he was a good guy. The other guys the guys that grabbed me were assholes. But the guy that got to take me was not an asshole. You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
So,
and I'm reeling you in, but
all got suspended.
pink. Oh,
Do you know why they all got suspended?
He's off the line. Why? What happened?
So, shows you how life works. The governor or perhaps mayor, somebody over the whole state.
God damn, he was on To Catch a Predator.
Yes. And he went up to a
Am
judge.
I right? Am I right?
No.
Okay.
Yes, but no. Yes, but no.
Yeah. Go, man. He got me, man. Go ahead. Good.
No.
What happened to the governor?
He was not on To Catch a Predator. What happened was he was there undercover. And supposedly he was there undercover. Supposedly there was a thing of them showing the loophole of gun show shit on how you can get illegal automatic weapons or some shit like that
right
at a gun show.
Bump stocks.
So, no, like the shit where if it's a private owner.
Oh, yeah. He can make it. He can modify it.
Like, and then you can get it without a fucking background check.
Right. From friend to friend.
Right. So you can just grab it and go. Not what I did.
Because I got to drink this now.
Not what I did. To be able to get a gun without any, like, real checks is what he went and did undercover.
Right.
And because they were so zealous with me and spending all their time with me, they missed him in the same time frame.
Oh, man.
And because of that, they were all suspended. Therefore, they could not come to court. Therefore, I could not be charged with what I actually, when they read everything out in their weird fucking get you caught up fucking like
trickster
way. They could not catch me because of simply weird circumstances and fate.
Now let me tell you something real quick, and this is and we're gonna have to cut it. We're gonna have to cut it here pretty soon. Yeah. I mean, we got a good hour in. You know what I mean? And I don't mind going for 3 hours, but when you bring over peanut butter stuff, it's gonna make me feel a little peanut buttery. Like peanut buttery.
Peanut buttery. Chocolatey. Who the fuck was that motherfucker that did that
Bart
shit?
Simpson.
Oh, yeah.
And Butterfinger.
Nobody has a fucking finger.
On my fucking Butterfinger. So anyway.
Yeah.
What I was trying to say here is that when you say the word court, I'm going to court, there's a lot of things that involve that word. You got to really think like as far as like vocab. Like high school vocab, you know what I mean? Court is a place where a match is set and there is a person there who is mediating the two rivaling partners, right?
Yeah.
So like picture a tennis court. Now it's possible if you're a home guy, the judge or the ref may favor in that direction. But generally speaking, it's meant to be a even playing ground. A court is a place where
Supposed to be
Right.
an even playing ground between these two.
between the cops and you.
Your tennis place against my tennis place
Exactly.
is how it's meant to be.
Exactly. Now, when you go through, like, it's interesting because you have to post bail to be freed from the trap. At the moment, you have to post bail, and there is a god, and named Baal is the Dark Lord, and there's also the priests of Baal, and the priests of Baal dress in black and they wear the white wig, and they're the judges. Okay, and I've noticed some interesting shit. When I was sitting in the courtroom, and I have sat in some courtrooms, right? I looked and I noticed, and I've counted other chandeliers in my life. I've looked at chandeliers now all my life. It's an interesting thing. Ever since court, I have looked at chandeliers because chandeliers tend to have lots of like little arms and legs that stick out around them. But if you look at the chandeliers in a courtroom, it's always a big fat ball with 8 little light arms sticking out. Now, what also is a fat ball with 8 arms?
Like an
A
octopus.
spider.
Spider.
A spider. Now, I've also noticed that in the courtroom, if you look straight up, you'll notice that they always have these arching patterns that move in towards the center where there's a chain hanging down with the ball with 8 arms.
Okay.
That's the spider, and the arching patterns all around are the web. And you are in the spider's web in court. Now, I have looked at so many chandeliers in my life just randomly. When I see one, I count how many arms it has. Because they have like these little arms that have, in the past it was candles, but now it's light bulbs or whatever.
Right.
So I've counted them, and I've never, ever, except in court, ran across chandeliers with 8 arms. And I always found it to be interesting, right?
That's weird.
That you're in the spider's web when you're in court. And do you know how you ended up there? This is the interesting thing about what they say about the guys who say, I'm a free wanderer of the earth. I'm not beholden to your laws. If you don't tell the court your name or say yes when they ask you your name, they can't do anything to you. I've done so much fucking research on this that it blew my mind when I actually watched it. There have been judges who retreated from the courtroom, left the bench and left, abandoned the court, because the guy involved would not admit his name to the court. And the judge had to leave because
They were pissed off that this guy, like...
when they reach a certain level, it's almost like with the Masons. When you reach a certain level of, and they say, okay, you can be a judge, they also tell you some very secret knowledge. Very secret knowledge. That there are rules to this. You are the ref here. And you can't break the rules. Because the priests of Baal and Baal himself will be watching you. Now, one thing I noticed is that the court has a way around all of this now. If you walk into the courthouse and you're out in the waiting area, right, before they let everybody into the courtroom, look up at the door, and way up near the top, past everybody's peripheral, it's usually about near the edge of the door frame where it's up, like there's a tiny seal. It's a metal seal. It's made of metal or some kind of metal, and it's got like ornate patterns on it, right? And I ascertained that by simply passing through that door frame that has that seal, that as a human entity you should be aware is there, right? If you're walking blindly through the earth, that's on you. But you passed a seal. Now you should notice that seal. If you refuse to enter past that seal, past the door frame of the courthouse or the courtroom, if you refuse to go in there, you have not acknowledged your name. That seal itself is almost considered to the courts as a spell, where if you've gone past the seal, you've acknowledged. If you've come in the court, you've acknowledged who you are. Now all we have to do is get you to say it physically. So they ask you, is this you? Point him out. And then you have to admit who you are. And when they ask you, is this you? You say yes. It happens in every court case. They ask you, is this you? And you say yes. And the moment you say yes, the priests of Baal have you under their complete control. They can do anything to your life, and there's nothing you can do about it. They are now bargaining between each other. But there's one thing that most people don't know. As a prosecuting attorney to the state, you bring with you to court a checkbook. Because as you question the accused, if you cannot get him to say his name, you become monetarily liable. There's so many fucking weird things going on in court that we don't know about. Right?
I can believe it. I can believe it.
So many weird rules that we're unaware of.
Just because I seen my lawyer, like be that guy that, like, if you ever watch an Italian movie where you got the guy that, like, yeah, just call so-and-so. He'll fucking do that shit.
Call the wolf. He'll clean it up.
You know, like, really? Like, it works this way. Just give this guy a couple grand and this goes away. There's a menu.
Right.
Like, there's an underground menu if you really want to talk to the motherfucker. Like, caught a guy with his... Look, not literally, but...
Right.
Caught a guy with his dick in the
your
girl.
dick in the corpse.
Right. Like, come on.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
He's a necrophiliac.
Yo, but
Dick
he got him off.
Dick in the corpse, baby.
He got him off of that shit.
Well, he is a fucking miracle worker, and he knows the secret charms and glamours of the court system.
I mean, this guy has his name stitched into his suits.
That's all you need to know.
Like,
A motherfucker has his name
strange.
stitched into the suit.
Would I do some shit like that? Maybe.
If you
But
had
not
so
really.
much clout, maybe. Maybe I would have my name stitched into
What
my
brings
suit.
your brain to do that?
It's like a pact with something you don't understand to make you better. And you think it makes you better. But it's like selling your soul to the devil. There's a lot of things that we could talk about at the moment, but...
Yeah, he got me... He basically didn't do anything that time. He was just there on my behalf, like, all right, you know, because those guys aren't here, nobody can fuck with him, right?
Right.
Like, 100%, nobody can fuck with him.
And you could have done that yourself.
Yeah, but do you really... I'm a black guy. So...
Well, here's the thing, man. When you're dealing with the court system, the judge... There have been many corrupt judges, right?
Yeah.
But there have been lots of cases where a judge was caught doing something wrong, and everybody he convicted was freed.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure, but there's also cases of black people, you know, being told to lay down their lives, and you'll get X, Y, and Z, and then they don't get X, Y, and Z.
Right, then they actually take your life and put you in prison, and they put you in the system.
Right. So I'm not going into all that, but what I'm saying is fucking court, it could have went way worse. He was there to make sure it didn't. He was the fucking wolf. I've seen that shit with my own eyes. And that guy's not to be played with, and neither is the shit that I went through, but I ended up getting through that shit, and
How old was this wolf?
he was middle age, not too much older than us.
Yeah.
Older, but not older than us.
Because I've noticed that, and back then he would have seemed a little
older,
like a younger
but not that much older than us.
So back then he would have seemed more like a younger guy.
Younger guy, but still older than us.
Got you. I got you. Because I mean, I had a real gung ho attorney, public defender, and the public, we call them public pretenders because they're just there to make a deal with the city. But this public defender, for some reason, was gung-ho, but he was young, and he wanted to prove a point.
This guy switched sides. He had been in there long enough to where he switched sides, and it was probably a clean break where he was like, hey, you know, I gave y'all a bunch of motherfuckers. I've given you this many souls. I've reaped this fucking land.
Right.
And I want my own little shit because I'm a demon as well, and I want my own little shit, and I'm gonna save my fucking guys. There's a price for my fucking power, but in turn, you get to stay, you know, the demons get to stay demons, you know, and gain more power.
And it's always going to be the way, man.
That's the exchange right there. Like,
that's right,
so
right.
There's a menu and a price, and you pay in your fucking blood. I don't care how the fuck you get his money. You get his money.
Yeah, but no matter what we do, we're never going to get rid of the demons in this world. You can never get rid of it because it could be your child, the next child you have. Or like the first child you had is one of them fucking piece of shit motherfuckers.
Yo, like we exist. Like, hey, look, I'm not saying I'm that great of a motherfucker. And look, we've seen each other do crazy shit for no fucking reason. And yeah, like, yo. There's redemption and everything. So I used what I needed to use to get the fuck out of trouble, but I was one of those guys that like really had a second chance, and I was on the cusp. I was written about in the newspaper where I went to school.
From what
and then I caught a charge in that area.
Right. But so from what I'm hearing though, it is one of those things that you would consider kind of like a miracle.
Miracle. Yes.
I myself consider myself one, so it's not a put down. But it is almost a miracle that you and I are not in jail.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that we can have this podcast and
we'd
get
be
back
doing
together.
a podcast, but we'd be doing it in jail. Like,
you were the first one to mention it.
Oh shit, Andy, yo, you was in this joint, like just like P.O.
Right.
That's how we'd be doing the podcast, is fucking jail.
And fucking AA, and we would get drunk before we went to, or NA, Narcotics Anonymous.
Best stories ever to get high and feel bad and go into.
We're going to go ahead and go into that at a later date.
At a later date.
What I want to just say now is that it's good to get back together with you and to start working together with some ideas. It was good because you're the first guy ever to mention to me, do a podcast. Let's do a podcast.
Yeah.
And so years went by, but it always stuck in my brain. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this podcast. It's interesting that I started this. I bought my microphones like 2 weeks before the news broke about COVID. So everybody started their podcast during COVID.
Right.
Because they were bored.
Shit's on back order and shit.
Because they were bored. They were like, oh, it's COVID. Okay, I'll do a podcast too. But I actually wanted to do this before the lockdown happened.
Yeah.
I went for it. I got my computer. I got everything I needed to get this shit started. And basically, it was because I remembered you saying something about podcasting. So I got to give you credit for bringing that into my life even years ago. You know what I mean?
I'm a big fan of podcasts, man. I've been listening to podcasts since before everybody started listening to podcasts.
Back when they were podcasts on iPod. like type shit. You know what I mean?
Well, like, you know, early
iPod
Android, early iPod, like, you know, little shits, you know, story, podcasts. Like, I'm a big fan of No Sleep. I'm a big fan of anything Ghost with Lex Wall. No Sleep with David Cummins. Fucking,
You said No Sleep twice.
yeah, No Sleep twice. No Sleep's my favorite. And David Cummins is usually the host. But there's a bunch of fucking narrators that are amazing. And I've been to their live podcasts.
We're going to have to show me some stuff
yeah.
about how to actually become a real podcast and not just a YouTube channel. Because, I mean, that's all I am right now. Believe me, this is episode 3 of the new series called A6. Which I just named it that because my channel's name is Animalistic 6. So I just went easy. You know what I mean?
Why not?
So A6 is a good name. I like it, and I'm just going to hold on to it. Fuck everybody that thinks otherwise. I had another episode called Sime, T-S-I-M-E, which stood for There's Something in My Eye. You know, and when COVID hit, it was like, don't rub your eye. But I was like, oh, but there's something in my eye.
You better not fucking rub your eye.
Don't touch your face.
Yo,
You
anybody
will
that
die.
does that shit, I'm flipping on them, right? Get the fuck out of here.
Right, I'm going to ship you to San Fran. And then I'm going to tell them you ain't got no mask.
Scared ass people. Nah, man, I've been dealing with it. Yeah, I wish I'd have been off. I didn't get that vacay.
Well, it's a funny thing, man, because everybody that did get it, like myself, I'm laid off from my job, which is still there. It's just we're waiting for the for the production to hit like $50K a month before we hire us back on.
Yeah.
But it was good of my boss to lay me off, because I went into unemployment and made not only what I make, but plus $600
That's ridiculous.
every week. There's a white guy over there in the corner. I keep pointing at him. I showed him this earlier, man, my fucking messages, my text messages from Wells Fargo every single fucking Wednesday. It's, you got fucking $1,000. Oh my God, like, Jesus Christ, like, this is amazing. I guess nobody should go back to work yet. It's not exactly $1,000. It's actually under 1,000, but it's so close to 1,000 that you think, Jesus, I can cover my rent in 2 weeks and have 2 more weeks
to just fuck off. Like, yeah.
to buy this stuff, that stuff. I just buy stuff from my pockets. I'm going for broke.
Hey, I feel you though.
Going for broke here.
I feel you though. I like the setup. I like what you're doing. I like the equipment, and yeah, keep making the best out of this fucking stupid ass COVID shit.
Oh yeah, I will. But I mean, you're gonna be back through anyway because we've got this whole thing going on.
Absolutely.
But I'm cutting us off. It's game over for this podcast today, and I'm sorry. I know you guys were just itching to hear another hour and a half of titillizing
2-3 hours and shit.
And we literally could fill it. I mean, we could start talking about our AA meetings. We could start talking about anything, to be quite frank. But now it's not the time, because
we'll save some for later.
Sconey got me drunk. Sconey got me drunk. What can I say? And I know where my limits are, right? But Jonathan Harris, thank you so much for showing up to the fucking show. Hey, background guys, let me get some claps, man. All right. Fucking A, man. I'm glad that we got this shit done because it needed to happen. I'm glad I refound your number and that it was still your number after 5 years, because that was even a fucking long shot.
That's
bro.
a fucking miracle.
That was
That's
a long
fucking
shot.
miracle.
But guys, stay tuned, because we're going to be watching some really cool movies, and it's going to be fucking awesome. And Once again, I want to thank my man Jonathan Harris for coming in and really just putting in the work to give us just a long conversation. And even if it didn't make sense to you, it made sense to us. And we're what matters. Hit like, hit subscribe, dude. Like, make sure that you send us out there because we're just in here. Jonathan,
All right, bro.
Thanks so much, man.